urban decay, but it reopened about 6 years ago, and that's when they added the Riverside. On the weekends, there happens to be a show there. It's called San Antonio Rose Live. It's classic country, French, dessert stone. Also to my right, that beige building is the Moncara Hotel, but in 1901, it was known as the Frank L. Saddlery. If you look to my left, my friends, that's La Mansión del Rio mansion. La Mansión's of a Spanish colonial design, opened in 1853 as St. Mary's School of Boys. And over the next 100 years, it became St. Mary's Hospital and St. Mary's University. Outgrown their building, they sold it to two former students in 1965 who opened their hotel in 68. The reason I start off with these three buildings, guys, is because there's some of the endless examples you're going to see throughout my tour. We take all of our old buildings and turn them into hotels, restaurants, apartments, anything to save the building or history. Another way we try to retain the small hometown feel to a city of 32 million people. Coming up on my left, you're going to see a tall brown building called the Knicks Professional Building. Built in 1930, it was the first full-service hospital in our city. By full service, it has doctor's offices, a parking garage, and a hospital all in one building. It was also the tallest hospital in Texas until 1982, when the doors of the Memorial Hermann Hospital used to be open. But as soon as we clear the bridge, guys, do me a favor and look straight up to my left. That building will disappear, and all you're going to see is a flat wall. Straight up to my left, right about now.
Oh, wow.
Thank you very much, guys. I'm here all week. Thank you very much. It's still an active hospital, and as far as I know, it is the only hospital in the world that has a bar in the basement. I call it the doctor's lounge. But directly ahead of us, my friends, would be the Hyatt Hotel. The Hyatt was opened in 1981, and the only reason I tell you about them is they have a little secret. That hotel's not like the others on our river. It's a little shorter, a little wider. Because they originally designed the Hyatt to be 23 stories tall. But they soon realized if they built their hotel in that thing, when the sun was set behind us, the building would have captured the shadow of the altitude directly on the other. Friends, that's against the law in Texas. That's a huge sign of disrespect. It's a battleground. Nothing's allowed to come here. So they redesigned the building. And they made it work. But if you have to be on this side of the river, guys, you try to get to the Alamo, just walk right through that lobby of all this. And it's a shortcut that they did. Friends, I know it's pretty obvious to a very heavy Mexican and Spanish influence here. We also have a very heavy German influence. German. As it was estimated that before the Civil War, there was nearly 30,000 Germans. A first example to my right. It's called the Casino Club. Now, guys, the building is neither a casino nor a club, so don't get excited. It was established in 1854. In 1927, the top 4 stories became an apartment complex for now the same. He is the office. Now, we're still in the apartment building, guys. We're loading 3 on the horseshoe bend, and this one has a 5-year wait. The building is located in the River Square, guys. But what separates our Riverwalk from the rest you see that are popping up throughout the United States? Well, friends, we were the first. That's right, this is the original. This is also a natural spring-fed mud-bottom river over 5,000 years. Only 2 man-made areas on our river. Because our river walks, there's only one man that's banker. His name is Robert Hugman. We call him the father of the Riverwalk because he designed the entire thing we have today. I'm talking every bridge, fountain, sidewalk, every single staircase. These are all his designs. And he did it by the age of 27. When the Riverwalk was completed in 1941, Robert Hugman put his office at the bottom of the round building to my right called the Clipper Building. And if you look above the umbrellas, you're going to see his name on the balcony. As he put his office down here to prove to others it was safe to come down to this river, because most were scared of all the flooding problems we were having. And the first to believe in this man, that was the Beyer family, B-E-Y-E-R, Beyer. Because in 1946, they opened Casa Rica, which is also the river. They were the first to offer riverside guy is also the first to offer gondola service. That is the original form of the boat rides we're on right now. And guys, as far as I know, they're the only Mexican restaurant in this city that was established by a family of Germans. How hard it really is. Guys, have you ever had a proper taco? They're delicious. 1941, the Riverwalk was completed. 1946, the first business established. For the next 23 years, that was it. Guys, no one ever came down to the Riverwalk. No idea it was here. That's because Husband designed this all to be just a simple city park. 1968, it was like a world fair that was cut in half. With nearly 5 million people coming to town, it was a perfect chance to put our city on the map. So guys, we did two things. We gave the river behind me a facelift, and then we built the channel right in front of us. It's called the man-made extension. It was built to shuttle people back and forth between the Riverwalk and the hemisphere on visitors like me. That's how we introduced our river to the rest of the world. And some 43 years later, created the Riverwalk that we have today. The building to my left is known as the Chamber of Commerce. If you've been thinking about moving down here or opening a business, guys, you call them. They'll give you all the information that you need to know. And they have absolutely no historical value whatsoever. I have to tell you about it because they're in our contract. But in this river, guys, are fish like Guadalupe spotted bass, black bass, tilapia, perch, marble, catfish, crawfish, and several varieties of frogs, snakes, turtles, and birds. Remember, friends, this is a real river. So Robert Husband designed a series of fountains and waterfalls, just like the man-made waterfall that's coming up on the right. So the waterfall to the right-hand side serves a very important purpose, folks, because it circulates and aerates the water to keep the wildlife and the vegetation around from alive. It's also a big reason why this river doesn't smell. It keeps the water moving. We have 2,500 stations on the river. June 13th, 1691. Spanish missionaries on their way east, they stumbled on a river. Grateful, they set a mass in San Antonio's honor, and then they named the river after it. If you look to my left in the palm trees, guys, there's an 8-foot statue of our patron saint. He was a Portuguese-born Italian saint, and Portugal gave us a statue for the hemisphere. He's also their patron saint.
Oh, here.
Guys, our river is named after San Antonio to my left. But the city, guys, well, the city is named after this river. Start looking to the right, my friends. Look to my right. Because the tallest freestanding observation needle in the United States is in Las Vegas, in a stratosphere, 1,100 feet tall. That's the second tallest, guys. To my right is the Tower of the Americas. The tower was built as a centerpiece of the hemisphere. It stands a whopping 756 feet tall with the tip of the antenna for Vegas. It has 2 observation decks and a restaurant that makes a complete first one for Alpha. As you can see by the archway, guys, this is the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center. Henry B. was a native San Antonian and the first American-Mexican elected to Congress. He was elected in '62 and retired over 30 years later in 1998. If you look to my left, friends, that's a Lila Cockrell Theater, named after our first female mayor. You guys look above the theater. Atop the theater on my left is a tidal mosaic, a tidal confluence of civilization. That was a gift of Mexico. It was said to represent the Latin American influences behind me, the Anglo-Saxon influences in front of us, coming together through time, making society what it is today. That's the family of the future right in the middle, guys. There are 11 natural colors. They come from 7 different countries. And 1 artificial color. That's the dark blue. 22 feet tall and 144 feet long. Guys, we're going to get back to that in a minute. Because the buildings behind me, they're the only ones left for the original convention center. My friends, the Riverwalk is to stop back there. Because from this bridge, straight ahead, this is all heritage. About 14 years old, it took 10 years to build. Altogether, this is now one of the largest convention centers in the nation. It's well over 1 million square feet. One of the largest rooms, guys, is just over 77,000 square feet. Friends, that is enough room to accommodate the nearly 4 million conventioners we get to our city every year. You get about 26 million visitors to our city annually. 20 million visitors, making this the number